Okay, all right, let's just begin. All right, thank you guys for waiting. All right, let's just do our afternoon MAO. It's been some time I do an afternoon MAO because recently the crypto market is kind of slow, honestly. I'll be honest with you, it's kind of slow. So there ain't much news in the market and the price has been sideways for quite a bit of time already. So even we have afternoon MAO, there won't be much to share with you. But collectively, after a few days, then some news came in. I collect the data. So today, there will be about 4 or 5 news for you to share with you. All right. Let's start our MAO right now. Now, for those who just joined us, MAO stands for Market Analysis and Outlook. Okay. So this is whereby I'll talk about the market and how I see the crypto market space. And of course, I'll touch a bit of the financial market, right, for today. Okay, so today is sorry, see my error there. Okay, wait, there's a typo error there straight away. Okay, today's 15 already. The last one was an 8. Okay, all right, 15th of July 2021. All right, cryptocurrency and other markets. Are investors leaving crypto market? What do you think, guys? Do you think that the investors like yourself are leaving the crypto market? What do you think? Can I have your sharing right now? What is your take on this caption of the day? What do you think? Let me see. Do we have any consensus here? What do you think? Let me wait for your answer. Right, waiting for that's for 21 of you guys online right now. Let me see what do we have in consensus. More to come. Okay, Sherwin say more to come. How about the rest? Okay, now the thing is this, basically now if you ask me, right, people around me are no longer talking about crypto. In fact, we're talking about gold, we talk about crude oil, we talk about NASDAQ counters, more. Recently, the number of people trading Bitcoin around my area is also getting lesser, undeniable. Why? Because, right, 3 things have affected the market. Number 1, we know is China. All right. Number 2 is the price action. And number 3, the FAB. All right. Meaning, right, lesser people talk about it. And that is whereby it stays there. So this is the 3 things that, in my opinion, is causing the market to be a bit slow at the moment right now. So let's just start with this disclaimer first. All right, do understand this. Whatever I share later on is my own personal opinion, my own discretion, and my own suspicions in the market. So you do your own analysis and do your risk management before you engage into this product, okay? All right, so once you are okay with that, you accepted the above and identified me, okay? Thanks. All right, so this is a very cute cartoon that I plucked from the internet. Crypto, whatever. Now, why is that so? Because when Bitcoin is coming down or not moving, right, initially people were like, oh, every day when the price is going higher, people are making like 10%, 20% every other day. Everyone will tell you about crypto. But when the FAB is over, all right, and obviously monetary earnings from high earnings to no earnings to negative returns, that is where people think it's crap. Okay, so that is what's happening right now. Now, of course, when the price is down and people are not involved, is it a good time to buy? Well, we look at the chart later on to see whether can we find a answer for that. Okay, but then in terms of fundamental now, let's take a look. Now, this is from Singapore. Cryptocurrency trading volume slumped 40%. Wow, in June, the data shows. Okay, this is July's article about 3 days ago. So trading volume at major cryptocurrency exchanges fell by more than 40% in June. Research, okay, shown on Monday, June the 12th. All right, main reason is the regulatory crackdown in China and lower volatility among the factors that are depressing the activity. So you can see that the spot trading volume down by 42% and the derivative down by 40%. So together it's about 41%. All right, the headwinds continue as the China persisted with its crackdown on Bitcoin mining. That is the one reason. And of course, you can see that Bitcoin on its own, the price itself is down by 6% last month. So when prices goes down, there's no money to be making, then this is where it happened, all right? And of course, recently also, you don't see much talking by all the big whales anymore. Recently, lesser people get involved. And because of that, right, in May, where the market dumped at 35% from the $64,000, Bitcoin dropped all the way to 30,000, that really freaked everybody out. It's like 50% gone just in a matter of 1 or 2 months. So with all this thing tells you that, right, people are getting worried. And of course, Binance, now the #1 exchange, is also under the watch of the regulatory bodies. And there's a lot of ongoing money laundering accusation, suspicious of this manipulation. All these are coming on board. So all these things make people say, you know what, let's just stay cool with the market right now. Let's just observe further. And that is whereby when people have to wait for at the fence, then of course, the trading is not going to be, there's lesser traders involved, then obviously the price will just what we call it as hanadaki, which means that the market just goes sideways, not moving much. Okay, so that is the volume that has happened. Now, of course, the primary reason is still the cryptocurrency miners that flee China, right, as clampdown intensified. Now, this is from Nikkei Asia. All right, so from Tokyo. Now, those in the mining cryptocurrency are rushing on to leave China, and China actually accounted for 60% of the global Bitcoin mining, right? So because China itself is testing the digital yuan, we shall talk about this later, and that is one of the reasons why sparking a widespread disruption. And of course, by doing that itself, right, they also want to for energy saving and stuff like that. So what happened is this miner now, they are responding by relocating to the bordering of Kazakhstan and Russia, okay? Those who are, after they were in Sichuan, they went out, they went to Kazakhstan, they go to Canada, and of course, some of them went to this, some other places, in fact, okay? So basically, in short, right, they stay in China, they go outside. So Russia definitely is the one country they're going for because it's just next to China. And of course, Texas is another place because it promised cheap energy and it's also one of the choice, okay? Now, primary itself, right, is a G20 finance minister who met last week. They are also saying that they are pretty worried about this cryptocurrency, and obviously they're worried because money is the way to control people. And if there's going to be any cryptocurrency, then of course they're getting worried. So they are looking for stable coin. They prefer the stable coin because that was like pegged to the currency. But that, of course, that will defeat the purpose of having a crypto currency, right? So overall, but because of this so-called cut down in the mining activity, right? Apparently, Cambridge University estimate that the total electricity consumption has dropped by 50%. Wow, a lot, right? So it's a good thing for Mother Nature and people, but of course, to people who are involved in Bitcoin and those who are holding Bitcoin for expect to get the riches, they have to wait for a bit more. All right, and of course, there are some big investors, they're quite worried about what's happening right now. They also start to dump some Bitcoin. So overall itself, right, traders are like, there's two sides of it. One says that it's very cheap right now to buy into Bitcoin. Some of them are saying that, you know what, let's just wait for a while because I think that we need to see more downside. So what do you think, guys? There are 33 of you. Do you think that now crypto is a buy right now? If you think it's a buy, please key buy, B-U-Y. If you say nope, just say no. All right. So you think that is it a good time to buy Bitcoin right now at 30,000 plus? Or you think that you should see a lower price? Or you don't even think that you should buy, at all for this? Let me see your answer right now, everybody. Right. Okay, I'll wait for your answers. Okay, Leon say no. Okay, how about the rest? Sherwin says that see lower price. Cheng Kui says a good buy. Cheng Hua say no. Jerry say no. Okay, Fred should have lower price. Okay, fair enough. Jonathan also say no. Jamie also say no. Okay, all right. So let's us see. Basically now you can see the thing different, right? 2 weeks ago, majority of you are yes to buy, right? Now the price 2 weeks ago and 2 weeks later, the price didn't change much. So what causes you guys to change your train of thoughts, right? I think the 3 reasons that I gave earlier probably is enough, suffice enough to actually represent your reason. Am I right to say that? Or you have any reason that you think that is, other than 3 reasons I gave earlier, right? What other reasons in your opinion that you think that why made you think that the price will go lower or it's not the time to buy now? Let me know for your thoughts, okay? Key into the group chat. Okay, thanks. Now on the local scene, I mean not local maybe like Asia, but it does touch Singapore actually. So Hong Kong Customs racks up first bust of cryptocurrency money launderer, smashing 1.2 billion record. Okay, So the great thing is this is Hong Kong, right? You may say, what do Singapore? Well, read further. More than 60% of the funds have been channeled through accounts in Singapore, okay, prompting customers to seek help from authorities here. Okay, here, there, I mean, from the perspective, it's there, but it's here, right? So let's take a look, okay? Now, an investigation revealed that more than 60% of the funds have been funneled through bank account in Singapore over 15 months. Oh, wow, okay. So it's the first time in Hong Kong that a money laundering ring involved in using cryptocurrency to wash dirty money and conceal the source of criminal assets was broken up. Okay, so it seems that, right, the authorities are all looking at that, and obviously money laundering is something that, you know, is prohibited. And of course, this is actually a big market on the side. So basically now, right, the latest one, right, the largest ever money laundering bust, it contained $13.1 billion Hong Kong dollar. That's a lot of money. It's like almost like 2 billion to 3 billion US Singapore dollars, right? So, and apparently they only caught one guy, and it's a 22-year-old mainland man. Oh my God, a 22-year-old man. Oh my God. Okay. So this man has laundered through his bank account between August 2009 and 2010, making about 4,800 deposit over 8 months the period. So 3 years later, he is sentenced to 10.5 years in jail. Wow. Okay. But seriously, for the type of money that he's involved in and stuff like that, right? You know, okay. So all I can say is that, you know, this is why people, the authorities, they don't like us. There's a lot of way to play with the money, and money laundering is always one of the better way. And that's the reason why I've been saying this. Cryptocurrencies, you ask me, right, to go down to zero, in my opinion, is no way, especially for Bitcoin, because the utility of this is basically for transfer of money and to be so-called hush on the address. So seriously, I cannot see how to see Bitcoin down to zero, in my personal opinion. All right, again, something here. Okay, so what happened is, but cryptocurrency don't yet pose a threat to financial stability. Bank of England, this guy, he said that, right? So he's saying that the speculative boom in crypto is very noticeable, but I don't think it crossed a boundary. And the deputy governor says that, right, this is actually a okay thingy that's supposed to is happening right now. So let me bring to you his video, all right, to kind of dry, but I still think that you can pick up something from there. Let's take a look.
So the first thing I say is I think you have to draw one very important distinction between some of the crypto assets that are out there that are purely speculative assets, have no backing. Bitcoin's an example, nothing behind it, and where the price moves around hugely. And as we've said, if you invest in that sort of asset, you've got to be prepared to lose all of your money because there's nothing underlying the asset itself. Draw a distinction between that and some of the proposals for using crypto technology for financial assets that are actually linked to something, stable coins, for example. And it's quite interesting, the Basel Committee on Banking Supervision has just put out some proposals on the cap holder crypto assets. They've drawn a very strong distinction between the highly speculative, nothing behind them type of asset and assets that actually are backed with something. So on the first, I think I'd say, how big does it have to come before it's a financial stability risk? At the moment, we see this happening mainly in retail markets. The amounts are large. I think there are issues of investor protection. Here, as I say, these are highly speculative assets, but they're not at the size that they would cause financial stability risk, and they're not connected deeply into the standing financial system. Were we to start to see those links develop, where we start to see it move out of retail more into wholesale and see the financial sector more exposed, then I think you might start to think about risks in that sense. On the other sort of financial assets using crypto technology, I mean, there's nothing wrong with smart contracts. It depends on what it's used for. There, I think the international community needs to and is developing standards to actually be able to distinguish, but also to have regulatory standards for that sort of product. But at the moment, the speculative boom in some of crypto is very noticeable, but I don't think it's crossed the boundary into financial stability risk.
Okay, guys. So I don't know how much have you heard it. Very soft-spoken guy, but primary thing is basically in short, he's just trying to tell you that, look, right, it's still okay. Okay, it's still not a risk problem, and there is still room, okay, for stability in this cryptocurrency. So basically, while people are telling me that maybe this is the time to crash, I don't think so. Seriously, in my opinion, I don't think that crypto will crash, but I still think that if crypto, Bitcoin can come down lower, it'll be a better buy. Okay, that is my take for this right now. All right. Oops. Okay. But of course, there's this particular guy who is like caught some people's attention. Okay, let me why I bring this guy in. Hold on. All right, Black Swan author Nassim. All right, he says that Bitcoin is worth zero. Oh, and fails as a currency and a hedge. Now, do understand this. This guy. All right, let me bring his little story. Sorry, this guy is a little thingy here. Okay, hold on. Okay, this guy has reversed his position on Bitcoin. Okay, he's the author of the Black Swan, say in a recent paper that the largest cryptocurrency by market cap has failed to satisfy the notion of it as a currency without a government, as a hedge against inflation, as a safe haven investment. So in short, he's saying that few assets in financial history have been more fragile than Bitcoin. Okay, few assets. Okay. It means that in short, Bitcoin is very, very fragile. Now, do understand this. He was previously spoken more favorable for Bitcoin. And he says that, right, it's to help people circumvent capital control in the market. So he was pretty bullish, or at least he's very positive. Suddenly, he just flipped around and tell the whole world that, hey, you know what? This thing can worth exactly zero. Okay? So, of course, you may say, then can we trust his words or not? Oh, well, I can't speak for him. But all I can say is that I don't really buy what he just said. Okay? He said that gold and precious metal are largely maintenance free, do not degrade over its historical horizon, and do not require maintenance to refresh their physical properties over time. So now it seems that he's more towards doing gold and other stuff. So what do you think? All right. So overall, I can see that, right, these are the main big news in the market, and majority of them are just basically telling you to go cautious, telling you to go slow, because the market seems to be not really moving, and telling you that, right, probably this can go down even further. So that's what I collect over the last few days in terms of news. Of course, I can be wrong, but I don't see any real positive stuff. I also take a look at what this Elon Musk had to say. He also been very quiet recently. So overall, it does tell me that maybe market should want to take a little break, right? So with that, let's take a look at the Bitcoin right now to see whether is there anything that we should be concerned for. Okay, let's look at the Bitcoin first. There we go. Now, in terms of our chart, you can see very clearly for Bitcoin. Let's take a look. Explain this to you. Now, Bitcoin, ever since 35,500, you can see that ever since this period of time, the last few days, Bitcoin have been traveling downwards, okay? And how we know that the counter is coming down, because you notice this, the bar from yellow turns to red, that's the first sign. And of course, the KSI, my big boys indicator, also from green turns to red. So that means that the last few days, there's a lot of selling in Bitcoin, and it's really showing around. And also another thing is that you can see the blue bar is extending. Now, when you see blue bar extending downwards, right, that means the bearishness is in the market. Hence, therefore, there should be further downside. So where is the first support? Again, the first support will be at 30,900 area. That is the first support that you're supposed to be seeing. The last time when this happened, right, the market did hit these three levels here. And beautifully, after that, rebounded. So next level will be 29,199. And then the next level, okay, try properly. Okay, the next level will be 28,851. Now, if you look at it, right, the last time on this particular day, if I'm not wrong, was 22nd of June, The market came all the way down, triggered 30,900, triggered 29199, and beautifully touched base at 28851, beautifully, and staged a very strong rebound. All right, this is amazing part of the system. It can really predict for you key point. Look at this. This is a very key point there. That was the absolute low before the market goes all the way up. Can you see that? Okay, so now what we're going to see is most likely this may actually happen again. There is a small possibility that the market may test this time around below this 28,000 before we can see a strong recovery. So maybe I will say this, maybe when the price go down to 28,000, right, to 28,500, I think that will be a very good time to look out for Bitcoin. Okay, so this is my price range, 28,000 to 28,500. So that is my first view on the Bitcoin at this moment right now. Now for Ethereum, you can see it's the same thing. You can see that the market for today, very clear, is that the market turned from yellow to red. And of course, the KSI is red in color. And of course, recently the selling activity increased and the blue bar decreased, right? So all this tells you that there is a possibility for the Ethereum to trade a bit lower, and the number that we're looking at is about 1816. And if you can go a bit lower further, you may actually get to see this number. Okay, 1816 is the first number. The next number is 1673. Wow, that's a big jump. It doesn't even touch the 1700. So that's why if Ethereum is to drop down again, 1816 will be a very good price to buy. I don't think you should go anywhere lower. And if crazy, you need to go down further, then it can go all the way down to 1673. But I don't think so. This is my personal view. I think that this is much more feasible. 1816. Okay, this is my personal lookout point for the crypto. Now, so today, crypto, well, let's take a look. Well, today, there's nothing much because the market, although it's above the pivot one, but it's trading below OP. So that means that today there should be some selling pressure from Bitcoin. Okay, so that is Bitcoin in terms of long haul and short term. You can see that, right, from the Fibonacci point of view. Let's draw the Fibonacci. So this is the lowest point and this is the highest point, right? Then I'm going to change the color. Okay, can you see that? So the market, okay, I think the colors need to change a bit. Hold on. Not clear enough. Okay, so when the price came down recently for Bitcoin, 64,000, dropped all the way down. The first base it stopped was here, and that is your 23.6. All right. Then after that, it really did rebound pretty good, right? If you have long in the market, you will make some money. Then after that, the next few days, it started to go down. And once it closed below the 23.6, it was almost confirmed that it will be going down to the next number, and that's the 38.2. But when 38.2 was broken almost instantly on that day, it went all the way down to the 50% mark, and that is the 34,333 level, right? The level that I basically tell you guys. Okay, so this is the thing here, 34,333 is a strong support. All right, okay, but at the moment now, the market has already loosed below it already. It's now trading at 32,442. So if we go down further, right, the next number it will be somewhere at the 61.8, and that 61.8 number, right, let's see, is about, okay, can't really see that. Never mind. We do this. Okay, yeah, that means that the Fibo numbers. Can't really see that clearly. Yeah, I missed it up. Yeah, it's over here. Okay, never mind. So this number, okay, let me just take this away. Okay, it's somewhere. Okay, sorry, let me just do it back. So the number is somewhere around 27,200. Okay, 27,200. So if let's say Bitcoin really smashed down, okay, the level that I think will be a very good to buy is this price of 27,200. Now that is the 61.8 level. Now if the market come all the way down and stabilize, we should be going back up again in the year to come. All right. So that is how I see the Bitcoin in the long haul. All right, how I see it, because that is the Fibonacci, all right, over here. So 27,200 will be the very good price for you guys to look at it. If you're looking at a long-term investment, you can try. But I say 27,000 level, you buy one level, and you must go to 54,000 before you can actually break even. I mean, sorry, then you can actually make one fold. And you want to make like multiple fold, then seriously, one for one buying won't really help you. That's why you need to do leverage trading. But leverage trading, right, have a bit of problem right now because of the exchange issue. So traders, you need to watch out for that. Okay, all right. So that is Bitcoin, and of course Ethereum. The long haul is also this is how it looks like for a long haul. Okay, this is the low end. This is the high end, and of course you can see very clearly that same thing happens on this Ethereum. The 30.2%, the market just couldn't go past it, just couldn't bounce it. And after that, what happened to the market? Well, it dropped all the way down. Okay, so is there going to be a deja vu effect? Well, can you see this too, guys? Yeah, indeed, right? Do you see that? So there is a fine possibility that there is a chance it may come down to this point, because the previous low was here. This is the last low was lower, and this time lower, the downside is even lower. So where could this be? This could be 1535. Wow. 1535. Yes, what's now is 1950, right? For it to drop to 1535, wow. It'll take really something very special. So of course, if you think that it won't happen, you think it'll be slightly higher, then the next number earlier is 1673. 1673. And if you want really another higher number, the nearest one will be 1816. So this will be a good enough lah. Okay, 1816 if the market can come down. If you can go down anything lower, then of course 1673 and 1535 will be the best time to buy into this. Okay, all right, so that is what you can do for today. Now for intraday, for this Bitcoin, just show it to you. All right, Bitcoin for today, let me choose a 5-minute chart. So it's still trading below the opening price, and just marginally above the KTR -1. So it's neither here or there. So that's why the market is pretty slow. Now Ethereum is a bit faster. Ethereum this morning went up all the way, all right, almost hitting the 2037 marker, and then came all the way down, broke the opening price. So by right below opening price, you should basically see it down by one time. That means that after you break the OP, right, most likely you'll go down, and when you come down, right, you can actually meet people who are market as good, or you can actually see that now for today, we have a bit of support now at KTR -2 right here now. Okay, there's some support at KTR -2 right now, but it's still below opening price. So basically with that, and it's now trading below the pivot one, it's not a very good sign. So overall, in my books at the moment now, Ethereum has more downside activity. So really no real concern to buy. And of course, the boys are still selling. You can see that from the KSI. You can see that the boys are still also selling. Okay. All right. So with that, that will be the end of my MAO for the cryptocurrency space. Let's look at the financial market and let's see what are we looking at for today. Now, first of all, let's look at the Dow Jones. Now, this is my Dow Jones day. I do the day chart and do the intraday. Okay, for the Dow Jones day chart today, it's very clear that the market now is swinging between the pivot 1 and pivot 2. KSI is green in color, so definitely in terms of if it comes down, there should be some support. But what I don't like today is because there is something that I always tell people this, a BNB. Now, when the market is going up and there's a BNB somewhere at the top right, that means that you must be very careful. So you draw two lines like this, the high and the low you draw, that will give you the resistance and support. Now, if later on, if the Dow Jones come down to this point, we are expecting it to stabilize. Yeah, we do expect it to stabilize around here. But if the market fail, then it will come down further, and the downside can be going down to this point here, and that's our pivot 2 level, and that's 34,609 level. Okay, now we are still quite far away, so there's no reason to panic for this, but that is a possibility. 34,609. All right, but KSI is green, so quite tough. Okay, then of course the intraday movement, you can see very beautifully the intraday movement. Right, this morning the market is sideways movement. Then suddenly we can see that the BNB came in, the big movement bar came in, and of course I told you guys to put the 2 lines in, and by closing below it, that's why you see further selling. And now if the boys are still selling, most likely there should be further selling later on. And this selling for intraday can stretch all the way down. It means that it can go all the way down to this point here, and that is 34,783. Now all these numbers are all automatic calculated from the system. So you don't need to go and find technical line and draw and try to figure out whether you draw it correct or wrong. No need. All these are all done for you from the very beginning of the day already. Okay. All right. So that is the Dow Jones. So let's look at the Nasdaq. The Nasdaq is now trading higher. Okay, the Nasdaq is now trading higher. This morning, that's now earlier was down a little bit, but now it's pushing up again. Nasdaq is still very strong. Okay, S&P 500 is kind of sideways now at the opening price. No much direction to go. Now Hong Kong is quite interesting. Hong Kong this morning shoot up all the way, reach past the pivot 1 level. But now it is coming off a little bit because there's some resistance here at 28,153. That is the KCB level. And again, the system has picked it up all on their own. Okay, it's not an average of this movement. It's a level that is already found back a long time ago. Okay, and of course, DAX has just opened, and DAX is now trading below the opening price of the day. And of course, we have China. China, this now is just now, it was down initially, then it pushed all the way up, engulfing the black candle. So by having such a big upside, we should see the Hong Kong going up. But Hong Kong seems now still continue to taper, so not too sure what's happening over there right now. And last one will be the gold market that everybody's talking about it now. Gold, wow, look at it. Now that's now gold. We were looking at this for buy, right? Now there was no trigger here. Red to yellow, all right, nothing else, okay. But because this whole thing is red, there is a BNB over here. So if you stretch it across it, well, this is where it triggered the BNB, and this is where it actually closed above the BNB and CCRY. So for that itself, right, if you enter the buy, you enter somewhere around here. And of course, the stop loss should be placed somewhere here. So this is your entry, this is your stop loss. Hence, therefore, if the market goes up by 1x, right, you already has booked profit. So for this particular trade, you will made money from trading the market. Okay, so you buy here, your stop loss place here, the KCX is there, the KCX is here, and the color change over from KSI red to KSI green. So that's why your entry to stop loss is this distant. Hence, therefore, your TP will be from this distance. Can you see that? Yeah, so that's the reason why for our traders, we can play and trade easily because we know what to do. And that is for gold. Then of course we have silver. Silver is still moving upwards very nicely. Right, silver, you see that it's almost identical to gold. So silver push up, gold also push up. All right, so that is all. Last one is the crude oil, because we know some of you like to trade crude oil. So let's do crude oil analysis. Now, crude oil analysis tells us that today there should be further selling because the market couldn't stay up, even the minimum KTR +1. And also now it had touched the cage support level. That is whereby most likely there'll be further downside. The only thing that's on the upside is because the KSI is green. So that means that even though later on when the crude oil come down, maybe it come down to around here, it will rebound instead. So if you are looking at, at this, that is possible. All right. Now, I already say that crude oil, if it can come down, right, if it can come down to $69, will be lovely. So now it's $71.47. We're about $2 away. If it comes down to $69, I think that'll be a good price to watch out for a bit of buying activity. Okay. All right, that will be all for today's MAO for afternoon session. All right, I say not every day we will have this, probably every week. Right, just every 2-3 days, once I have the materials ready, I will inform you through the Facebook. Okay, all right. Thank you guys once again. I hope you guys will make money, especially on gold. I still believe that gold will hit 1834 later today. Okay, take care. Have a great day. This is Cal signing off. Bye-bye.